Greetings. This is The Truth Will Rise. Back with a new video. As you can see, I am obviously not behind my desk as I normally am in my videos on my way to a meeting. So, always about the business. But didn't want to wait until this afternoon to make this video. Thought I would go ahead and, go ahead and get into this now while it's on my mind. For those of you who are familiar with my channel and various videos, for the most part, I do not get into the New World Order or whatever you want to call it in the true sense of I guess for lack of a better term, the truth movement may. I touch on it in terms of certain various issues, but what I really wanted to talk about in this one, because there's so many things out there, how do you beat it and all these types of things. And real quick, I wanted to get into some of those keys to do that. And the first one is to realize your inherent power and uniqueness. Contrary to what you were told, by all these major institutions, education, government, religion, big on that, everything, that you're meaningless, you're just a speck, yada yada yada. When in actuality, you are powerful. You are creative, and we all have an inherent specialness, if you will. That is step number one in turning this thing around. Now, and again, this is more or less a subjective list, just things we need to do. And as we do them, things will start to get better for everyone. The next thing is for brothers and sisters to realize and really live up to their true potential as men and women. For the brothers out there, it's about more than trying to be hard or all the things that are portrayed to us by the mainstream media and the buffoonery entertainment television. But it's about really being men. And for the men, that means building up our families in that institution, building up our communities and things of that nature, and not trying to sound hokey or corny or cliche, but that's really one of the building blocks, because in terms of the family has been under attack for a very, very long time. And one of the things, the primary reasons for that is that the man was removed from the home. And I understand, independent woman, yeah, okay. But at the end of the day, it really, in terms of there's only so much that a woman can teach a man. You really have to see a man to be a man, if that makes any sense. So, from that standpoint, man, we've got to do that. That means, we can't basically do the opposite of how manhood is portrayed from a societal mainstream media standpoint. Now, ladies and sisters, that means and this is not talking to everybody, but we have to realize that there's more to it. And I'm not using this type of language. I usually don't, but I'm just quoting it. Than just trying to be a bad bitch. Okay, as a woman, you have a sacred gift, a sacred power of creativity and creation, and that is something, of course, to be honored. And you really have to understand that vessel, that sacred area that you carry, and that's a huge responsibility. And it's, it's not about, trying to be, sexy and, all running the world and independent and all that jazz. It's about, you have a major responsibility as well in working with the manly principle, the masculine principle, whatever you want to call it, and not be at odds with each other as we're often pitted. And that's something that starts early on. And I'm not going to totally touch on that in this video. That's a conversation for something else. But yes, thirdly, we have to get back to, passing down true knowledge to the next generation. And that means turning off the television. Okay? We watch way too much television. And most of it is not helpful in any way. It's just people basically trying to sell you something. Be it a lifestyle or, something we don't need, or it's something that portrays our people in a less than stellar manner. And, it wouldn't kill you to pick up a book. I just talked about that in the last video. It wouldn't kill us. We got to read and research and really understand what's going on more, because, we're not going to learn these things in the public food system. I hate to tell you that. Whether it be true history, true knowledge of self or the world or anything, it's presented in a scope basically to make you, to perpetuate the next generation of good little slaves and worker bees. My personal opinion is one of the reasons they want you, they're now requiring your kids to put on uniforms. You want them to think alike, look alike, and preparing them to wear other uniforms down the road. But I digress. Also, what we have to do is we have to really, we're so divided. And I'm not just talking about, black people, Moorish people, whatever you choose to, if you want to describe it, but just people in general. We're divided across so many sections of just silliness, everything from race and age and sex and religion and money and not money and or whatever. Even something as silly as, they like this sports team and I like that team. Just silliness. All of those things have been put in place to keep us infighting. And it's up. We've got to understand that, and really see that it's a game, and kind of tear down just some of those areas of ridiculousness, and start to move things forward and understand that we're here to, not to fight over some of these pointless issues, but really to live out, the best experience that we can have while we're here in the earthly plane. All right, and these are things that we can enact quickly. It's just about doing a little bit every day. A little bit here, a little bit there. If you're watching 4 hours of TV a day, you don't have to quit cold turkey. Cut it off, for 10, 15 minutes a day. And then just kind of go from there. You would be amazed at the other things that you could learn when you do some of these things. I know that there's not a lot of them around as it was in our day, but, get around some elders. And I'm speaking, to the brothers and sisters. And, really learn about true manhood, true womanhood, from someone who's definitely been there before. We've got to, I think the paramount thing is rebuilding the family, because once the family is strong and rebuilt, a lot of these other issues will begin to fall by the wayside in terms of them getting solved. So I just had to, break down what I was thinking on some of these issues, because it had been on my mind to actually get in front of the camera rather, and speak on these. And so again, I want to thank everybody for watching, taking the time out to check out these and my other videos, and feel free to pass them on, or post them or whatnot. Any questions or comments, or you want to have a discussion, please feel free to do so down in the comment section. The only thing, as always, even with disagreements, keep it respectful, keep it intellectual, and keep it classy. We're all grown people and hopefully intellectual, so there's no reason why, even in disagreement, we can't do so in a respectful manner. So this is The Truth Will Rise. Wishing you much peace, much positivity, many blessings, and I will catch you all later. Bye.